It is winners semi-finals time. Optic Gaming are the empire, forged in championships. Here and only interested in one thing, that is the gold. And is it going to be the Rebels that finally lay a glove on those champions? We're about to find out, Dan. Rebellion have got an upset planned on the cards.
Well, Shopify Rebellion have been holding down that top three for quite a few events now, but there has been some questions arising about their path to that top three. Well, now they can answer all those questions in one single moment against the green wall on the main stage. Can Shopify Rebellion continue to be a top three team?
Lottie asked the question of what shade of green are you cheering for? Is it the established order in Optic Gaming? Or is it the new boys on the playground in Shopify Rebellion? These two teams have made it to the final three, made it to a championship Sunday, time and time again. It's shields up, it's weapons hot. We're on board with Lucid.
Kicking things off, we're King of the Hill on Solitude. Actually a difficult map for both of the teams statistically across the season. Arguably worse though for Shopify Rebellion. Have to keep an eye on Suppressed though. Averages around 18 kills per game when it comes to this map and mode. And if he can find anywhere even close to that, it might help Shopify Rebellion get on top. But at the moment, it's been Cykul who's picked up all of the kills. Make it 5 now for Cykul, as he is the only one to find anything on this map for Shopify.
Cykul being fed kills. Suppressed just can't find the face with that shock rifle and camouflage. The world was his oyster there for a moment, but he didn't put the damage down. He didn't leave his mark on Optic Gaming. And all of the work that Cykul put in for Rebellion didn't amount to much progress on this bottom middle hill. And as a matter of fact, Formal's got control of Snipe, and Optic Gaming have got control of the hill. SoulSnipe's running for his life, and here comes Formal.
Formal will not back down from a fight as well. He's been insane so far this tournament. He has been locked in, he's been in championship form, and Shopify Rebellion should be scared. Optic look like they want to settle a lot of debates here, a lot of questions that may have been asked about them coming into this and being that second place team. They want to be the #1. They want to be the world champions again. But you have to start here in the winners semis so you can get yourself to the winners finals and start to compete with the biggest and the best. And the current holders of the LAN title, SSG.
What a time to silence the haters it would be for Optic Gaming on the biggest, grandest stage of them all, the Halo World Championships, as Lucid just keeps on frying.
Thankfully for Rebellion, out of shock rifle ammo, but the camouflage is going to be coming up. Halfway towards scoring this first one are Optic Gaming, but they are not desperately looking to try and dive into it. Instead, they want to take this fight. They want to secure a little bit of map control first.
TriPPPeY's got camouflage. He doesn't have map control though. Mental gets one before ultimately getting cut down. Lucid's forced back up driveway. He's in full retreat. He steps back down when his shield's recharged, fighting Suppressed, fighting SoulSnipe. Ultimately has got to give it up. Optic Gaming have already made so much progress in this hill. SoulSnipe wants more. Gets Lucid's shields pop, pushing up the driveway. Little does he know he's running into 2 members of Optic Gaming. Make it 3 with Formal sitting there. SoulSnipe doesn't care. Lucid shuts him down, and he could be about to line up Suppressed as well.
Lucid and Formal both very weak, and both are going to be taken down. All 4 now dead, and Rebellion might be able to just sneak this first still in their favor. Optic off of spawn need to work together, but they have been found out. It's going to be a staggered spawn now, and suddenly Shopify Rebellion may just be able to put this first one in.
The Rebels looking for a smash and grab here in this bottom middle hill. What a pace setter it would be if they can claim the first. Deadzone's down to no shields. Suppressed turns his attention towards Formal on the garbage truck. The nade's not going to do the damage to put him away. They're going to trade out ultimately. 3 dead for the green wall. Mental steps inside the hill. Lines up Lucid. They look at one another. Lucid turns his back. Mental once more. Mental falls down.
Optic have done very well, even when they have had those stagger spawns. They're just keeping Rebellion far enough away, at arm's length from this hill. Rebellion, though, step in yet again. 2 alive for Optic. Make it 2 dead yet again, and it is going to be the first point scored. Rebellion will be on the board here. And Optic, despite all that early time, just could not stop the aggression of Shopify Rebellion.
Rotated perfectly to hill #2. Over towards yard we go. That's where this point of contention will be. TriPPPeY steps inside yard. Shock rifle not finding a home onto one, but will eventually hit Formal, who was down to no shields. Deadzone combining on driveway with TriPPPeY, and they will take down the shock rifle player as they continue to contest for this yard, not giving Rebellion an inch right now.
Rebellion, though, just full sending it as a group, ensuring that they finish off the damage that they had been able to put down. They do not want to allow these Optic players to escape. One thing we've been crediting Optic all tournament long is how they survive, how they can avoid that final bit of damage when there are no shields and be awkward kills. Rebellion are looking to try and adjust that themselves, saying, look, let's just make sure we secure them, and then they can't get away and stab us in the back.
Clutch highlighted them on the desk before the series started. Formal and Lucid, the superstars, need to find form here in this series. Formal 6-2-9, Lucid 8-3-5. TriPPPeY, though, with a triple kill and still some camouflage to play with. Could be an overkill. Just runs out of time as Lucid gets that kill.
Will be all four of them hitting the floor, though, on the side of Rebellion, and Optic now can take map control. TriPPPeY, though, needs to probably get some height here just to give a little bit of coverage and information to the rest of the team, which he does. Nade's not great, but it does mean he can get aggressive with the damage done elsewhere, but Mental falls, as does TriPPPeY. It's a 3 versus 3 for this push.
Cykul and SoulSnipe step in. Formal tried to get away. Cut down before he could, though. Lucid on top yellow. He's also back down. And Rebellion could be about to do what they done for Hill number 1. It's another smash and grab. Could they steal away this second one? They have all the positioning they need.
Rebellion are outslaying Optic at the moment, 34-31. And there could be a 35th here, and it will arrive. Optic, though, will dip their toes into this hill. Cykul has to back away, needs a little bit of help, but he's not going to be able to find it, because Lucid was there waiting in the wings, and now Optic are closing in on this second hill themselves.
Deadzone puts one in the grave, keeps on pushing forward. Mental could be about to join him. Optic Gaming do tie us up. The score now 1-1. We're about to see a camouflage and another shock rifle to play with as well. We know that can have a massive influence as to what way this one's going to shake out. It's going to be a trade on driveway. All 3 members of Rebellion over towards the snipe side. Camouflage for Suppressed. It's Rebels, it's Empires, and it's Suppressed who's the Phantom Menace.
And what can you do with this shock rifle and camo? It's a big responsibility, especially at this stage of the game. Only 1 minute and 40 left on the clock, tied at 1-1. So you get this third hill, it may be enough to win you the game with how things have been going so far, how tight it's been. As a big double for Suppressed as he looks to try and make it 3.
The established superstars, Formal, Lucid, the ones on the come up, the future ones, Cykul, Suppressed. They're making a name for themselves. They're making a splash on the international stage. And they are destined for greatness, it would seem. Multiple top 3s looking to really leave a mark on Optic Gaming, the former world champions.
If you think about the most recent times Suppressed and the rest of Rebellion have faced up against Optic, it's been in a winners final or an elimination final. It's been on that Sunday, and they have fallen short. But on Saturdays, Rebellion seem to get the job done. And perhaps that is something they can hold on to here in this series. 1 minute and 5 left on the clock. Again, this third hill could be the final one with how this is going. And Shopify are in it, or were in it. They're certainly in the surrounding areas right now. It's Optic who have to break.
For Rebellion, it might be as simple as just changing the time and date on your phone to Saturday permanently, because they look different here today. With 55 seconds on that clock, what do Optic have? Because Rebellion seem to have a foothold in this hill. Optic Gaming need to serve some eviction papers. TriPPPeY on S1. He gets cut down, he gets cut short. And Mental's S1 again, and he gets another onto Formal.
Mental getting away with absolute madness right now. 4 were temporarily dead for Optic, by the way. TriPPPeY's gonna be the first one up. Camo is spawning, and Rebellion are very close to putting this third hill in their favor to lead 2-1. Where does that camouflage end up? Can Optic even stop them getting this point? I don't think they can.
Inches away from victory then. 2-1 now the score. They just have to hold what they have. With 40 seconds remaining, a camouflage is up as well. Mental's got it, Mental's popped it, and he can start to roll.
Rebellion just need to play Slayer now, and that's exactly what they've been able to do. 3 dead on the side of Optic. First map should surely be heading Shopify Rebellion's way. Only 20 seconds for Optic Gaming, not just to get this hill, but secure it as well to take us to overtime. Do they have the minerals to be able to pull off something like this?
TriPPPeY caught unaware by the camouflage player. Mental gets the kill. Optic Gaming are forced to stay inside this hill. They are running out of time. They've got to stop the clock. Formal keeps on shooting, but it does not matter because Mental's in your face. Mental's putting 5 in you. You're running out of time. Shopify Rebellion are not interested in laying gloves. They're interested in putting you out. And Rebellion draw first blood in the series. They're one to the good.
Welcome to the winners semi-finals, where if you thought this was going to be a breeze for Optic Gaming, you have just learned a very valuable lesson. Shopify Rebellion on Saturdays in the winners semis, they always turn up, time and time again. There's always questions about Sunday, but never have a doubt in their Saturday performance. Sure, King of the Hill Solitude, not Optic's best map in mode, but on the flip side, it has been bad all season for Shopify Rebellion as well. That could be one of the most important victories and map ones of their season so far.
Saturday Rebellion, that's what they should be rebranding to. They look diffy on the Saturday, up against the green wall. And it started pretty well for Optic Gaming. They were hitting those shots, Lucid frying people out of their socks. But the Rebellion, they answer back, they claw back to life. And they take game 1. What a difference that could be for their confidence, just to ensure they belong here. Not only that, but they can put Optic Gaming to the sword if they continue to play in that fashion.
It's going to be a frustrating one for Optic Gaming, that's for sure, but I think they know that map 1 could have gone either way. The rest of the series layout, though, it does look pretty interesting indeed. I think as Optic looked across it, they were probably thinking, all right, well, the Slayers are going to be very important for us, and also Strongholds have been our successful maps and modes as well throughout this year. And that's where Shopify Rebellion are going to have to try and take them down. We've always known Shopify to be very good at Slayers, but it's been about FaZe Clan when it comes to being the best slaying team in the league. But just look at the Rebels, SoulSnipe, Suppressed, both have been putting up massive numbers throughout the Halo World Championship so far.
And we've seen at the start of the series, it was Lucid and Formal. Just how important these two boys are to their team. SoulSnipe and Suppressed. SNS, 1.55, 1.31. Instrumental in every single positive result they are ever going to get. If you want to win championships, these 4 boys have got to play at this level consistently against the likes of Optic Gaming.
Well, Livefire Slayer has treated both of these teams very well throughout the season. Shopify Rebellion 6-2. You would have seen it on the graphic earlier. Optic Gaming 6-3. So a successful win rate for both, but one of them has to improve it here. And if Shopify Rebellion are able to go 2-0 up against Optic Gaming, boy, will they start to think about yet another top 3, but this time at the Halo World Championship. Keep an eye on Lucid for this one. He is the #1 ranked player in the league at Slayer Livefire. Averages around 12 kills per game at 1.45 KD throughout the season. And if he can replicate that here, Shopify Rebellion maybe will struggle.
Not too much cause for concern for Optic. They know they can more than bounce back after game 1 defeat. You win the Slayer, game 1 no longer matters. It's null and void. And is it time now for Formal to step up? Is he to be the player to hit the shots? The answer is no for now as he's shut down. Snipe rifle falls on green. And whose hands will it fall into as the camouflage is about to pop up? And the 2 teams contend for it. Suppressed, who's got it in his hands. And TriPPPeY and Formal over towards the camouflage. As Formal just about evades the attentions of the long scope. Deadzone gets his shield ripped from him. Lucid over towards Sandbags. Could be the latest victim of Suppressed Snipe Rifle. That he is!
Well, shutting down Lucid's good, but shutting down Deadzone to follow up even better. Suppressed not missing at the moment, almost connected with the camouflage. So it is going to be Formal holding it. Actually, Formal has always been the player for Optic Gaming, finding that camo, finding that overshield throughout this season, and especially here at the Halo World Championship so far. And if you give Formal an extra edge, you are really going to struggle against him. But it's going to be a 10-7 lead now for Optic Gaming.
This game being played at such a fast pace. Barely time to catch your breath. 10-7. Perhaps an opportunity now as it slows down just for a moment. 2 members of Rebellion inside house. 1 positioned out towards the camouflage. And as Cykul's touching towards scoreboard, they're trying to get information. They're giving up quite a lot of map here. They're inviting the pressure on from Optic Gaming. Mental's going to step out now over towards Cuts. Suppress hits top middle. They managed to isolate Lucid. Lucid managed to get a trade on the way out though.
And that's a big point for Shopify Rebellion, isolating Lucid. The reason why he's the #1 player on this mapping mode throughout the season is because he can just manipulate the map in any way he would like. You think back to Lucid of old and how he would use a repulsor to bounce around the map and find kills, isolate other players, but instead they are almost waiting for him, Shopify Rebellion, picking him off, and then they push afterwards. Lucid does just need to be a little bit careful he doesn't get caught out too many times.
4 kills difference. Optic Gaming with the lead. Trying to extend that here. Quantum Translocator used for Formal as he gets away, but unfortunately for Deadzone, he does not have the same tools at his disposal. A trade for Mental and Lucid. Camouflage for SoulSnipe. What can he do with it? What influence will he have? Players start to rat up, start to turtle. He's completely missed Deadzone here. The rest of his team are going to think that place is free. And as a result, Deadzone got Cykul, but SoulSnipe answered back with a double kill. Lucid over towards bottom middle. He's backed away from the camouflage. Snipe rifle is top middle. You know SoulSnipe wants to get right with it.
I mean, SoulSnipe getting up 2 kills is always going to be a success in terms of a camo play, but missing Deadzone did hurt them a little bit. It could have been a bit more flawless with their push. And now SoulSnipe's going to be shut down. Now he doesn't have the camouflage to work with. Sadly, you're going to have to drop down to bottom middle here, which is just going to give a lot of map control to Optic Gaming, even with Mental and Cykul fighting their hardest over towards tower. TriPPPeY should not be able to get that kill.
Sniper rifle changes hands, but fortunately for Rebellion, it's for Mental. S7, long shot, it doesn't matter. Put an active reload in it, because he's about to rip faces if he's given the opportunity. Lucid's back green. Mental lines him up. First shot's not going to be good for anything. As a matter of fact, that's where his run ends. Sniper rifle falls. And TriPPPeY's got it once more. We're all tied up. 8 minutes and dwindling down now on the clock. Just as we hit this halfway point. TriPPPeY's shots are rattling off, but they're not finding a home. He's wasting all this ammunition and not getting any value for it. SoulSnipe's got a huge double kill. Mental's got one too. Rebellion push forward. 4 dead unofficially for a moment for Optic. Sometimes, 2 kills now, the difference.
You know, when 4 teams and 4 players go down like that, you do think to yourself, how do you come back from it? How do you come back from an all 4 dead? Optic Gaming, though, are one of the best because of how they communicate. You might think to yourself, oh, I'd love to figure out what Optic are saying. Well, we got the second best thing. We've got a listening ready right for you now.
Back green, watch out, back green.
Yeah, camo's coming, guys. 10 seconds
yes,
camo.
we need to play this. Ape.
Let's do something together, guys. Let's do something
We need
together.
to go A, guys.
Nice, we got one.
I'm literally on bullet top mid. I'm on bullet top mid.
Somebody watch.
Cuts, I think.
Yo, start walking, guys. Walk.
2 guys, Kedor, I got one. Wait, Kedor, going big cut, big cut.
Go on.
Oh, let's
Big
Kedor
cut,
somewhere.
Cykul, and I got bottom mid.
Kedor.
Camo is up.
Have shields on the screen.
Screen it, last guy.
Keep living.
Trying to cut Tommy.
One shot. Dead.
Nice, guys. Sorry, camo.
Give me cut.
Elbow. I can't go for this yet. Tires and camo. Elbow. I got camo. Getting out.
One cut.
Yo, reset for a second, guys.
Yeah,
I got you.
So watch our quick
Look
angle.
at green. I'm watching green.
I'm popping camo right now.
Yo, one's training to green right now.
Yo, I want
green.
I want to try to clear cement, okay? I want to clear cement.
Keep training in us.
Okay, I want to clear cement. Just stay
Tommy's big
left.
goal with camo.
Watching back green right now.
Cement is clear.
We hear that?
Cement is clear. Yeah, I
Watching
hear
back green.
you.
I'm watching
Yo,
back green.
back green.
Nest
he's
weak.
pulling
Back
on
green
the
weak.
Nest. Back green top nest.
Hitting nest.
Walk.
Hitting nest. Nest jump really weak. Nest really weak.
Wait, back green. One shot dark, guys. Dead.
Nice.
Dead.
2 dead.
Two mud.
Last guy, man.
Three dead.
Last guy elbow.
Sniper's coming in 5, guys.
Still
Sniper.
going dummies.
Somebody play for Snipe.
Backups in. They're gonna be there. Yeah, I'm watching.
A plat, looking for Zane. Check our closest angles here.
Listen, let's get. Yo, get a little. Yo, just get a little bit of a bunker set up. Yo, top cuts.
They have some damage right now. They might push.
Watch out I fly.
Dummy side, dude.
Yo, mid cut. Top
Top cuts, one shot. 2 cuts, guys. 2 cuts. Cycle, one shot.
Anything else?
Watch your elbow.
On tower weak.
Well, just like that, they have a very clear plan to Optic Gaming. Get the camouflage, clear certain angles, and then push out. And now they have a 5-kill lead. Shopify Rebellion are on the back foot now. It can all very quickly get turned around if they can just avoid this sniper from Deadzone. And he is being very patient right now.
What a difference a camouflage can make. But the composure shown from Lucid. Let me push cement, let me clear it. They absolutely demolished and they picked Rebellion apart. Now the game slows down to a crawl again. We might not see too much more movement until this next camouflage. Both teams recognizing just how important it's going to be to give up few deaths whilst also trying to make sure and ensure that camouflage doesn't fall into your foe's hands. For Deadzone, it's about patrolling and marauding in this tower, ensuring nobody crosses into his line of sight. SoulSnipe's on cuts, faced with Deadzone. He's put in reverse, camouflage is popping up. It's great space created by Rebellion, but they have lost a couple of members in the process. That's gonna mean Deadzone can start to cook with the sniper rifle. Cykul's on window. Deadzone's eyes are trained on it. He wide just at an unfortunate time, but he's gonna reposition now. His teammates are still fighting for the camouflage. He's starting to hit those shots. He's starting to heat up. And Deadzone rips the face from Mental. Body shot onto Suppressed. He keeps on rolling. Could be about to line up an overshield onto Cykul, who just backs away, and he'll settle for the camouflage instead.
Gets the camouflage, 48-39. This game should be done. Optic should be tying us up 1-1. And every single member of the Green Wall has played their part in this game, and now it should just be down to one last push off the back of this cam.
Deadzone moves forward. Suppressed uses the Quantum to just get away for now. Seems to be a matter of when, not if, Optic Gaming take this Slayer. Cykul's on sandbags, he's experienced some pressure. SoulSnipe will get one, Mental will answer back, but ultimately it does not matter. As Optic Gaming restore parity in this series, we're all tied up 1-1.
And that was a moment, where Shopify Rebellion were very much in charge of that game. But it just took a moment of settled nerves from the side of Optic where they paused, they really considered, and actually we jumped into the list, and just as it all happened, the plan of action came through, and then ever since, Optic did not look back. They gained that lead, and then they pinned Shopify Rebellion down to the floor. And we're all tied up 1-1. Live Fire Slayer just seems to be the home for Optic Gaming. It always has been, and it was Lucid again. Even though it was a slow start for him, he got caught on a couple of those flanks. Later on, when the game did slow down, he was able to just free roam around the map, and he was finding kill after kill time and time again.
The story of that Slayer really was the camouflage. If you controlled it, you really wielded the destiny of what way it was going to shake out, and it was that one from Lucid that really put distance between them and Rebellion, and they never looked back. Communication was on point in the listening. Shots are most certainly on point from Deadzone. And all of a sudden, the woes of game one no longer matter.
As we move over to match number 3, it's a big question. Can Optic now use this momentum to start to propel themselves into that winner's final? Will it slow down the side of Shopify Rebellion, who looked really hot after game 1? And it is going to be CTF Forbidden, which has been kind to the Green Wall. 5-1 throughout the season, only 3-2 for Shopify Rebellion. But the two players I want to look at, Suppressed again and Formal on the side of Optic. Now, it both suits their playstyle, but for very different reasons. Formal loves the sniper on Forbidden and can really put it to work. Suppressed loves to take these tricky routes and avenues and these angles to really disrupt them, but look at that from Formal. There's good reason why he should be the player to highlight. CTF has been unbelievable for him. 2.13 KD.
You're looking at the top 5 and Optic Gaming lockdown slots 1, 2, and 3. And it's probably the only reason why Deadzone's probably not there is he's the one running the flag. It's Formal, TriPPPeY, and Lucid. They are menaces when it comes to capture the flag. You mentioned Formal and how he likes to use that sniper rifle. Well, good reason he puts it to use. Look at the KD. Everything lighting up first place for Formal.
The permanent overshield, Formal. And there is going to be one on Forbidden for him to work with as well here. And like I said, when he has the camouflage, he gets that little extra bit of something, while the overshield, give him an extra shield, and you know full well Formal's about to go on a tear, but the sniper rifle has been treating him well. He averages 24 kills per game on Forbidden, which is a pretty crazy number if you think about it. I know Forbidden games could go on a little bit longer, because sometimes you're not always going to get all those captures on the board. But certainly, he has been unbelievable so far this tournament. And I'm very excited to see what he can do here in map 3.
On the other side, players we can talk about. Snipe rifle, we mentioned Formal with good reason, but on the other side of things, we've seen Mental pop off, not only with the snipe rifle on other maps, but CTF Forbidden in particular. We've seen him rip faces. My memory cast back to playing against Space Station Gaming. He was on point, hitting them through the eye of a needle sometimes. He could be the difference for his team.
Yeah, I think if Mental can get one up on the likes of Lucid and Formal, who are definitely going to be sniping on the other side, if you can take that sniper away from them, though, I think that's going to be the key focus. Yes, you can out-snipe them, but who's going to get into the nitty-gritty? Who's going to actually go in, steal that sniper away, and then retrieve it and bring it back to your own side of the base? And maybe it is going to be someone like Suppressed, who often does take those angles, find those routes to really be a nuisance. And if he can then whisk that sniper away, suddenly Optic Gaming maybe lose one of their win conditions.
Rebellion taking the stage once more after a brief intermission. You can see Mental rehydrating. Maybe he can extract maximum performance now, because Rebellion are going to need it if they're going to retake the lead in this series. Of course, it's a best of 5 here at the Halo World Championships. What's up for grabs? What's at stake here? A ticket to the winners finals. Optic Gaming desperately want to be there. They're tired of this narrative, second place, second place, second place. They don't want to see the number 2 anymore. They want to be raising ones. And for Rebellion, they're sick of third place, third place. These two teams go back and forth all season long. And they're going to settle the squabble once more, here and now. We're all tied up 1-1. CTF Forbidden now underway.
Yeah, Rebellion are like, what do you mean you're moaning about second place? We'd love to get a second. We've been bogged down with top 3 over and over again. It just shows how everyone wants to push themselves that one step further, especially the Halo World Championship. Now Formal will be aggressive here. Wants to hunt down Cykul, and again, it was another overshield. Titled the permanent overshield for good reason. SoulSnipe holds strong.
I'm not sure hold strong is the term we can use, but he definitely held. He almost held the L from Formal, giving him the wiggles for a moment. But that space Formal created means Optic Gaming take the lead.
Capture the flags just really suit the playstyle of Optic and how they approach things. Not only do they set up well to get that flagpole initially, but they spread themselves across the map to cover all of those avenues to make sure there's no flanker to disrupt things. And if that flag does go down, there is always someone in the vicinity to then continue running it. You often get players like this, like Lucid, who is in these areas to hit these shots and disrupt things from these advantageous positions.
Lucid's position top ramp. Appeared to be Deadzone over towards the Snipe Street as well. They had Rebellion in a firing squad. SoulSnipe gets Formal. That will relieve the pressure for a moment. The flag was pulled out. Suppress starts to move. Lucid heard his footsteps. They get close. They both knew one another was situated somewhere. It's going to be a trade. Formal answers back for Lucid. Flag's been sent back home. But Optic already have this 1-0 lead. Overshield's about to pop up. You mentioned how Formal likes to play on Forbidden. You mentioned giving him an overshield, and it'll be to your own detriment. It's up, it's popped, and he wants it.
He's always there. He's always waiting for it. And he will shove another one into his chest, and now you know full well that means he can just take them head on here. Shopify Rebellion.
He's like Pac-Man with the overshield. Yep, 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 yep. Just chewing boys up. He's going to move this flag forward now. Towards the sewer he goes. Lucid puts down damage from Mental and SoulSnipe in the respawn screen. Deadzone will fall while this run is being pushed forward. But barely a scratch on him. Formal doubles Optic Gaming's lead.
And maybe that Slayer really just turned Optic's fortunes around here. That game one just a bump in the road because Lucid running another flag. Shopify Rebellion. They are struggling to keep up with the pace of Optic at the moment. You can see forced back into spawn. Optic Gaming eyes trained on every single angle they could possibly exit from. Snipers are coming up. And that's going to be bad news for Rebellion because that means another tool for Optic to use against them.
Optic Gaming playing this at such a fast pace. Perhaps now is an opportunity for Rebellion to push forward. But the sniper rifle shots are ringing out, and they're ringing true. TriPPPeY hits the body. Two members of Optic Gaming face up Mental, and then you see Suppressed is also forced backwards. He's put it in reverse. Every time Rebellion venture forward, it's into the guns of Optic Gaming. It's into the weapons of Lucid. Sniper rifles popping off. all the live long day. The Rebellion just have not had an answer for it.
Oh my goodness, it slows down a little bit, but then as soon as you think you're safe, Lucid appears out of nowhere. It's a huge double from Lucid, and he says, you know what, I don't want to sit back. Let's get this game finished right here, right now.
Pulls the flag, pushes forward. Lines up Mental, both have snipe rifles. Mental's used to this on canals. Wall bounce, try hit the long shot, snipe. He comes out on top in that 1v1 engagement, but not for long. Formal's there. The flag is still out, although it's getting sent back home slowly, decaying. 4 dead now for Rebellion. Deadzone, will he get there quick enough? The answer is no.
So Rebellion will get another chance off spawn. The game was almost over there. Just that sticky grenade suicide approach was able to keep them in it for now. See, Suppressed is worried. He thinks that there is going to be someone waiting for him, and that's the problem at the moment. Optic Gaming just seem to be finding all these different spots to catch Rebellion off guard.
I think you're right. Optic Gaming really nullifying what makes Rebellion so good. They like to play fast-paced, in your face. All Optic Gaming have to do is wait for you to come, cut you down and push forward. Suppressed then on the Mohawk, pushing forward once more. They're playing defense. They just cannot seem to get out in their own half right now.
Bit by bit, Optic just walking up onto Shopify Rebellion. And this is kind of scary. It's almost something out of a horror film when they just are slowly approaching you and you know your demise is inevitable. Suppressed has done very well to stay alive here, may I add. And he is going to get out of dodge whilst his teammates get some kills. So this is the kind of flank I was talking about that Suppressed often gets here on Forbidden. But it's whether he can actually get some of the kills on the board with it.
He's opted to go way back base then. And Optic Gaming might recognize that because of where they've spawned, Suppressed is somewhere around their neck of the woods. Formal, ever aware. His spidey senses were tingling. He spun around and he put Suppressed in the dirt. Overshield popping up once more. Sniper rifle shots are ringing out. Deadzone's forced to play the overshield off the map.
Really dead for Optic, but there's just going to be a sniper there to wait and try and even things up a little bit. They are going to be able to get a flag pull at least, but Formal might have something to say about it here. If he connects with a couple of shots, this could be a difference maker for Optic.
Formal striking fear into Rebellion there. You can see he was down to no shield. SoulSnipe thought about challenging him, but backed away, prioritizing staying alive instead. But not for long. Formal still there. Cykul with the sniper rifle. Formal spotted him out. SoulSnipe's down to no shields. Formal gets him too. This is one of the Mental. Will not make the same mistake the second time of asking. And now Formal will drive Optic Gaming forward.
He just knows where to look, doesn't he, Formal, every single time he scopes in. There seems to be a player hovering around the corner. So much knowledge of where players are going to be pushing. Of course, we use that information from the rest of the team as where they might be hiding as well, to his advantage. And Rebellion, even though they had that moment where they were able to push up to the other side of the map, now they are once more defending. With 4 minutes 40 left on the clock, they can't afford to be defending much longer. They have to start breaking their way through.
It's always so impressive. What makes the best Halo players the best is there's always that in-game clock running through your head, those timers. You've seen a player top middle, 4 seconds pass by, now I know exactly where he's likely to be. That's what separates the best from the champions. Formal, there are very few better than him at figuring it out. There's always timers running in his mind. Always figuring people out. Suppressed then, jumping up. Formal took out a sniper rifle, but unfortunately had to use it as a baseball bat. There was no ammunition to play with.
Swing and a miss. Optic Gaming, 3 dead. Could be 4 if TriPPPeY goes down, but again, the last remaining player from Optic has been able to stand tall time and time again. Just when Rebellion think they've got that opening, think they've got that breakthrough, someone is there to stop them in their tracks. But now they do have the overshield to work with. 3:43 on the clock. How fitting. Here at the Halo World Championship, and now Cykul maybe can get a pull off the back of this.
His overshield's been eaten away. Deadzone stops the push. Mental's still a thorn in your side. Sticks Deadzone. Flags. It's out. But it's not really in a position that Mental can get close to it. It's in a precarious spot. And as a matter of fact, it's almost safer where it is now than where it was before.
This is progress, though, for Shopify Rebellion. They're not on the back foot as much. Again, though, TriPPPeY's able to get that trade. You really need to be winning those engagements if you want to be able to pull a flag off the back of it. Suppressed is at least in the kill feed to take down 4 more, and now Deadzone has to focus on staying alive here. Especially with that sniper coming up, you can't afford to give up too much map control here.
As it stands, Optic Gaming, 57 kills to Rebellion's 39. Deadzone with that sniper rifle. Optic Gaming are quite happy to sit back and rest on their laurels, defend what they have. They worked hard for it. But will Rebellion be able to punish them for sitting back now? Mental hits the shot, shuts down the snipe. The flag is out again, but there's nobody there to run it. Suppressed is going to be the one. The responsibility rests on his shoulders, as it does for Mental with the sniper rifle. How much room has that flag got to go? It's still moving. It's still grooving. SoulSnipe desperately needs help here. He gets the touch. He's down to no shields. Lucid is closing in. And the shock nades keep on tickling him. Lucid closes the distance, and he's gonna send his flag right back home.
Yeah, sadly that flag just didn't really go anywhere for Shopify Rebellion, and that might be the game disappearing right in front of their very eyes as well. It had to be then, you feel. Mental was in a good spot. It managed to do enough damage with the sniper on the player that was on Mohawk, but the 2 players off spawn were able to delete Suppressed instantly. Mental's gonna try and go for a ramp run here and may just be able to get through, and okay. Still time here for Shopify Rebellion. But they need to get a couple of kills. Cykul gets 1, Suppressed gets another. This could be a cap.
This could be the run. This one could be good. 3 dead. Deadzone last man standing. He's not going to be able to get there. Cykul puts him down. 2-1 to score, but only a minute left to play.
Right on death's door with Shopify Rebellion. They just had 1 more breath to work with. Mental misses the first, trying to connect maybe with a second, but isn't going to be challenged. Now will be challenged, but needs help. Cykul's already gone down. Suppressed falls too. Oh my. 3 are dead on the side of Optic. Map control will still be in the hands of Rebellion here.
Just like that, Lucid closes the distance and takes down 2 players who are down to no shield. Flag gets sent home again. And we ask the question, will Optic be punished for sitting back? But Rebellion have really forced them back, applied the pressure, flipped the script. But as time starts to dwindle down now, Rebellion just don't seem to be able to get the slays required to push forward. They're laying siege to Optic Gaming space. But Optic Gaming are standing strong. The final seconds then. Mental is close. Can they get something? Can they get close to it? They've got a touch, and in their last breath, have they been able to do enough? TriPPPeY's the last man standing. TriPPPeY shuts one down. Is there anybody on the side of Rebellion? He's going to keep on pushing this forward in Cykul, driving it forward up the ramp. Lucid tries to get close.
That flag's still moving. I don't think anyone can stop that. And just out of nowhere, Shopify Rebellion tie us up and send us to overtime. Optic throw that one away. With 1 minute 30 left on the clock, Rebellion fight their way back into this game. And they say to Optic Gaming, you can sit back, but we will break down that wall.
Off the reset, we go again. Down 0-2. Rebellion find an answer. Against the odds, against the time. But will it be enough? Because the onslaught doesn't stop now. You go to overtime, you've got to do it again. Deadzone will fall to Suppressed grenade. Lucid's got the snipe rifle. He pops the shields of Mental. Those 2 are going to be sniping and counter-sniping all game long.
I think what's important is Rebellion were able to stop that initial push from Optic. They grabbed that overshield. It was Formal yet again who had it. They sniffed him out. They were able to shut him down. The early control does not benefit Optic in the end, especially doesn't even get them a flag run. Instead, we're going to get a bit more of a standoff. Lucid does connect with the headshot. And again, he's going to be starting to focus once more on trying to find the opposition sniper.
Suppressed soars off the map, makes this one pretty easy for Optic Gaming to just walk on in. Have Rebellion now just open the door off that one little mistake. You've jumped out of bounds, leaving your team to fight off the back foot. Suppressed has done so successfully, shutting Lucid down. But now you've got to take care of Formal. Mental does so. An opportunity for Rebellion now to push forward and get a flag capture of their own. A Suppressed welcomes a sniper rifle into his hands. Can he find the faces though?
For so long in this game, Rebellion have been down on Slays. They're down by around 14 at the moment, but it all amounts for nothing. The fact they were able to get those 2 flags back to back, with mere moments left. Overshield about to pop in 3. You know full well Optic going to be set up for it, but Suppress maybe trying to take an angle, see if he can connect with someone here.
A lot of guns top middle, a lot of them trained. Lucid and Form will get 2. Suppress is now the last man standing. And very quickly that overshield will go the way of Optic Gaming. Suppress is trying as he might to get away, but Formal hunts him down. And the Optic Gaming machine is going to march forward now. Mental's down to no shields once more off the respawn. Cykul is trying to overextend. Can he be the difference? Can he relieve the pressure on his teammates?
The answer is no. Cykul's gone down to Lucid. Deadzone pushing forward, did have the overshield, but is this big enough distraction to get a flag pull? The answer is yes, it's pulled, but is it going to go anywhere? SoulSnipe able to do some initial damage. TriPPPeY trying to stay alive and trying to keep running this flag, and I think he's just about rounded the corner here.
TriPPPeY's almost in the end zone. Past the 20, past the 10, and the green wall take game 3 and take the lead in the series, 2-1.
There's a little bit of a scare for Optic Gaming. After they sat back to try and defend their lead, Shopify Rebellion took the opportunity to fight their way, claw their way back into the game. But Optic Gaming again showed their experience and showed just why they've had such an incredible season, a consistent season of second places. But they want to go one step further. They find themselves now leading here in the winners semi-finals and 1 map away from the winners final.
And for Rebellion now, do those doubts start to creep in again? You had the series lead, things were going so well. But Optic Gaming roar back to life in games 2 and 3. And are you now just thinking, it's another one of those days where we come close, but not quite close enough? Lucid found his form, Formal 2. Clutch again spoke about superstars, that's what they are. TriPPPeY made massive plays, he was the one running that flag home. Optic Gaming want to get into that winners finals. Optic Gaming want to win the whole bloody thing. Rebellion still standing in their way.
Even though it was TriPPPeY who was running that flag at the very end, it was Deadzone who got aggressive on the back of the overshield, pulled it, created the distraction for TriPPPeY to pop this touchdown home. Now Optic Gaming, they set their sights on map 4, which is going to be Stronghold's Recharge. Again, it has been a map in mode that both teams have had pretty average results throughout the season. Optic 3-2, Shopify 2-2. So it's not been the strongest for either. The standout player across the board has been Cykul when it comes to Stronghold's Recharge, and for good reason. I think that it really fits the way he plays the game.
There it is on your screens. I would say in black and white, but it's more gray and white. 14 and 11 for Optic Gaming, 12 and 5. Strongholds hasn't been their jam. But at the moment, Rebellion currently on a 5-win streak versus Optic's 2. Optic are on a baby streak, Rebellion are on a bigger one. But ultimately, there can only be one winner from this game.
Of course, that is Strongholds in general, but Stronghold's Recharge specifically can play a little bit differently to a lot of the other Stronghold maps. It can slow down. You have to be a little bit more patient sometimes to try and break a setup. And it can be very difficult to do so when people are in that right position, so you really have to think outside the box or heavily commit as a team to break said setup. And I'm excited to see who gets set up first here on Stronghold's Recharge. If Optic are the first team to do so, it might be the first steps for Shopify Rebellion to start to fall into that elimination bracket. However, If Rebellion can have a hot start here, start to worry, start to shake that green wall, maybe, just maybe, we can have a game 5.
Rebellion have already hit the mat twice. Are Optic Gaming about to put them there permanently and send them to the elimination bracket? Or do Rebellion have enough to answer back here and push us to that game 5? TriPPPeY's going to fall. The opening break can be so important in strongholds, just to give you a foothold and something to build upon. And Formal's got the camouflage.
He's just the power of man. Sadly can't connect onto Cykul. It looked like he was going to be able to perfectly line up for him, but Cykul's pulled off a bit of a madness ball in the middle, has to be said. He has and was and will be my player to watch whenever it comes to Stronghold's recharge. He's just so good at moving around the map, being very tricky to play against. He's also very good at finding his teammates as well. If a teammate is in trouble, Cykul will quickly fly across the map in any avenue he deems safest to make sure he supports them instantly.
Cykul's teammates have him on speed dial if things get tricky, if they need to be bailed out of a sticky jam. SoulSnipe's bottom elevator. Lucid went to push some buttons, but ultimately pushed it to his grave. Cykul now to Whirlpool. Deadzone's over towards Pipes. These two players are about to engage. They're about to tussle. Shields goes down for Cykul. Force backwards. Deadzone will win that one. B and C now in firm control of Optic Gaming. 32 to 14 of Optic. But Optic are climbing.
There's so many of these players on this Rebellion roster that I can see lifting a trophy next year. But the real question is, can they lift a trophy at the Halo World Championship? Or will they once more find themselves just falling short in that kind of top 3 area? If they were to lose here, it'd be the first time we've seen them in the elimination bracket in quite some time, where they'd still have to fight their way into the same top 3. I guess that would be a big indicator of just how good they are if they have to battle their way through it, but they don't want to think about that just yet. Optic do have the lead now, though, and have that A and B setup that I was talking about.
It's A and B, and Cykul can see himself out of the game for 8 seconds or so. TriPPPeY's got the camouflage still. A and B remain in their control. Rebellion are towards long haul now. They're making the rotation. 2 other members situated over towards tower. And indeed blue. The long haul collapse is coming. TriPPPeY settled for a trade, but he applies pressure on the long haul. Deadzone still got that shock rifle. Rebellion just cannot make progress in the hill. They're taking so much damage right now.
Well, every single time they try and cross, there's usually a gun on that. They finally force Formal back over towards glass, which does allow them to cross towards A, but they've taken still so much damage over from goal, but they will successfully break. So it took a little while. They do give up some time to Optic, but they have demonstrated that they can break those setups, and that's what's important here.
Always important when you're the players in tower to back down the player sitting in gold, so you can make that cross with little to no contention. It's imperative. It's recharge strongholds 101. Mental then, trying to defend C. They've got A, they've got C, and they've got Optic Gaming all the way across the map now. Formal 3 shots into his shields means he's gonna have to pause for a second and wait for the recharge. Suppressed then will get Deadzone. TriPPPeY will answer back on the suppressed. TriPPPeY's down to no shield, tried to give Mental the wiggles. But it's Mental who's wiggling his finger and saying no, no, no.
And somehow Optic have just been able to soar on past Rebellion and grab A, but Rebellion doing very well to respond instantly, get into B. Force Optic to have to keep up with your pace of play here. Don't allow them to get comfortable with just a battle from A, battle to B, battle to C. Instead, keep them on their toes a little bit here. Cykul with the camouflage can certainly do just that.
Both teams currently on 18 kills apiece. So close to the scoreline as well. Giving as good as they're getting right now. SoulSnipe with a huge double kill to open up the map then. They've already got control of A and B. Will they look for the triple cap? Suppress as the backstab. Cykul turns around to play defense on A. Deadzone cannot get up the stairs. He's backed away. TriPPPeY could be about to be in the respawn screen. TriPPPeY kills the camo.
It's going to be a triple cap though. Rebellion scoring heavily. Optic trying to stop the bleeding. Will be over towards B, but there could be a fight happening there as well. SoulSnipe's going to be very quick to try and stop, but at least Optic have got one on the board here. And for Rebellion, they are holding strong, but how strong? When Lucid's got a shock rifle and got those kind of angles, it's so difficult to try and stay alive.
A and B now transfer. Optic Gaming have them in their possession. Now they pass over that 100-point threshold. Shock rifles in the hands of Formal. That spells bad news if you're a Rebellion fan. More importantly, if you're a Rebellion player. Lucid pushing out Glass, forcing Mental back. And every step you force him backwards, you make sure you create space for your team. Formal walks forward, lines up Suppressed, hits him just under the chin, not good enough for the headshot. That means Suppressed can look to turn over B in his team's favor, and another triple cap locked in for Rebellion.
Rebellion have done so well at converting some of these pushes from Optic Gaming into triple caps into their own favor. Almost waiting and setting traps, expecting the push from Optic, double for Cykul. And that's going to be 4 dead for Optic Gaming. One's going to spawn up, but again, they're going to go for a trip cap now, Shopify. They really want to push Optic to the brink here, and they are going to be scoring heavily. Off the spawn, Optic need to find something over towards A.
Optic need to find an answer. Because the Rebellion are asking quite a lot of questions here. Suppress gets a kill. Lines up Formal. Pops his shields. Lucid too. Will spot out the camouflage player and he can soar forward. Mental and SoulSnipe will repay the faith in kind. Deadzone's trying desperately to capture B for his team, just to relieve some pressure. But the reset's going to come on C. TriPPPeY though, bottom blue, trying to make himself a tricky customer. The triple cap's locked in and it's locked in tight. Our Optic Gaming about to tap.
This is so messy at the moment. Optic just can't find their footing. Rebellion have dropped grease all over the floor, and Optic are just slipping everywhere and maybe letting this series slip through their fingers. This could be Rebellion's ticket right back into things, back into a game 5, 219 to 119. Shopify Rebellion can almost taste this game 5 at this point, but you know full well, Optic will not lay down, roll over and show their belly. They will fight right to the very death.
Lucid trying to clear out tower. Doesn't feel comfortable inside C, and with good reason. Cykul then will apply the pressure. You will force Lucid back. Optic Gaming will stop Rebellion from scoring. But they're losing B, our Optic, and Lucid desperately trying to be an influence, trying to fight out of blue. But he's a one-man army right now. He's isolated, he's solo. The rest of his teammates are over contesting B. Mental will continue to jiggle peek, but Lucid will stand strong, and Lucid will take down Mental.
How big could that kill be? Cykul, though, comes in as cleanup crew. Cykul with 12 assists at the moment, by the way. He's been involved in so many fights. 2 have gone down for Optic. If SoulSnipe can get this kill onto TriPPPeY, it could be the game right here, but no, TriPPPeY holds on. A still in control. B being converted as well, and Optic are still alive for now.
Optic are almost chasing their tails. Capturing A, losing C. Rinse and repeat, but every single time they do this, they make sure Rebellion stops scoring. Deadzone's captured C. But now Rebellion come again. We keep losing strongholds. Nobody's actually scoring right now.
Formal has to do something big with this camouflage. Needs help, needs TriPPPeY to do the initial damage, and now he comes in with the support and will achieve a couple of kills, but now you need to convert. Mental falls as well. 3 dead on the side of Shopify Rebellion, and Optic are giving this a bloody good go at coming back into this one now. Yes, Rebellion are so close, but how many times have you seen this in Halo Infinite's history? Of being so close yet so far, especially against a team like Optic.
Formal and Lucid are just a couple of guys starting to make some trouble in your neighborhood. Watch out. They're starting to piece something together now. Rebellion have got to be careful. They're 3 dead once more. And they continue to put Rebellion in the vice and slowly start to squeeze. The triple cap now is back on, and Rebellion are getting asked, how do you like it?
The green wall chant starting to ring around the arena here in Seattle. A Shopify Rebellion just need to take a breath, need to take a pause. Someone needs to make a call. Where do you go? Just go together. B is going to be the play call. That's where the contest is going to happen right now, but Deadzone gets the first kill onto Suppressed. B will again be converted. Optic take down 2 members of Shopify, and Shopify are throwing this game away. Just when you thought Optic had done so earlier, now Optic are right back into it. They still have the trip cap.
Formal pulls the shock rifle towards him like he's Scorpion, screaming, "Get over here," as he looks to line up some members of Rebellion. All 4 members positioned over towards Blue. They've stopped the triple cap. Optic Gaming take the lead. Rebellion have got to go now, or they're going into the elimination bracket. Formal stands strong. Formal ripping faces right now.
They're still going though. 3 dead. Mental, the last remaining, last hope, but he will not do it. Optic Gaming from the death will take the series and send themselves into the winners final.
All in all, Rebellion just another brick in the wall. Optic Gaming make it to Championship Sunday. More importantly, Optic Gaming are in the winners finals.
Optic Gaming had no right to win that game, but they have demonstrated they are in championship form, and SSG should be very concerned with the matchup that will arrive tomorrow here in Seattle. Your winners final is set. It's SSG, it's Optic Gaming. It is a repeat from SLC. The 2 teams who have been at the forefront of Halo for the last few events. But you've just got to remember that elimination bracket still features some big dogs as well. Shopify Rebellion will have to go back at it and try and fight their way through the elimination bracket, where the likes of FaZe are, of course, down there as well. But Optic Gaming, we've just witnessed an incredible comeback.
No matter where you look, the competition gets stiff. Rebellion in the series layout, 2-1, they took the lead. It looked rosy. It was looking good from the outset. But it was all green wall from there on out. Forbidden Flag was close. Recharge Strongholds too, but Optic Gaming, they have the ice.
You've really got a feel for Shopify Rebellion, to be completely honest. When Optic turn it on like that, when Formal hits shots like that as well, you just have to look across the stage and say, what else can we do? If he's gonna hit stuff like that, if he's gonna pop off in that way, we've done everything we could, but they are certainly gonna be struggling, I think, tonight. They're gonna be thinking what a missed opportunity that was.
Yeah, I think they go back to the drawing board, they study some film, and they realize, actually, we didn't make that many mistakes, we just got formaled. But one man that was also on song is Lucid. Blaze has got an interview with him. Take it away.